first padded day. I thought there was a lot of passion, energy, maybe a little slow start on defense, but it picked up as we went. There was some good compete. I think we crossed the lines a couple times in those moments, but that's going to happen. We got to win as a disciplined team, and so we address those things and we move on. But on the whole, I felt like there was good back and forth, and we're able to introduce some third down today and get some of the exotic looks in. On the whole, I thought it was a pretty positive day. So we're going to take tomorrow as a recovery day and get back out on Sunday, but good start to camp thus far.
What's it like working with Tim Beck during these early practices, and how is that different from before?
It's a pain in the butt. No, Tim's really talented. I think, again, I talk about his abilities as an offensive mind is one thing, and I'm super impressed with what he and the offensive staff have done in designing our offense. His experience as a head coach gives him the ability to see big picture, and that's been super helpful to me as I've balanced two roles, and so we can get a lot done on short conversations. It doesn't take a lot of time. He understands what the expectations are. I think what he's done with the offense in terms of the chemistry he's building and their identity as a unit shows that he's a team builder, and so excited to see him continue in that job, not excited to continue to have to defend it.
With balancing those two roles, how different does a fall camp day look for you specifically?
There's not a minute in the day where I'm not doing something, and that's just the nature of the beast now. And I got to lean on our staff, support staff, and lean on our coaches to handle things that maybe I would have handled when I was just being the head coach. I've got to be great at delegation and making sure that guys can take ownership over aspects of the role that will move us forward. But for me, there's no rest for the weary. I'm just grinding the entire day, but that's what I love to do.
Coach, it sounds like communication as a whole has been emphasized, whether it's coaches on the field with players or quarterbacks getting to the line, safeties. It feels like there's a little bit more communication. Has that been sort of an emphasis kind of coming in fall camp?
Are you suggesting like in the practice?
Player to player communication, whether it's quarterbacks yelling at the line, safeties to the
This isn't
Not that there wasn't
helmet communication
No.
question. No, absolutely. This is to be a great team. You got to communicate with one another. 11 guys have to be on the same page, and that's part of an elite defensive culture or elite offensive culture. We have to facilitate that and set the course, set the expectations as coaches. Players have to take ownership. These guys want to win, and there's not a team that wins lining up there in silos and just doing their job. Like, we have to understand the why behind what we're doing, and we have to be able to talk to each other to strengthen performance and build confidence, snap in, snap out. And again, we're part of the way there, but there's a lot of work left to do.
With the Marlon Jones news, with the quarterback room, how have you guys had to kind of change things, if any, maybe with some of the younger players?
Well, first of all, just to say how much we love Marlon and we're with him as he faces down and competes with this adversity, and he and his family are part of our family, and that's most important to me first. This game is still about young people that are aspiring to do great things, and part of the beautiful thing about team that hasn't changed even as our context has changed is that we still can care about each other to a level that becomes our focus. As far as the corner room and the depth, we feel really good about the pieces we added. We're gonna look at guys like Jalen Lackey. He's a true freshman that has had a good few days here. Where can he plug in? But when you talk about the guys we're bringing back, and a guy like Tyson Russell that continues to seem to grow as a player, obviously Martell and Trudell that have game experience for us and are bigger, faster, stronger now. Colby Taylor is a guy that's flashed. There's just a lot of options there. Taco Wright, who brings game experience too. And so we're going to look at that group, and we're gonna through a competition, iron's going to strengthen iron, and we're going to come out feeling good about it. And we wish Marlon was with us. Obviously, there's things that aren't in our control. The biggest thing for us is that our hearts are with him and we're with him as he fights through this, and these guys are ready to step up and step in where they're needed.
The first name out of all the older defensive guys' mouths is Jalen Lackey. When we ask about young guys who have stood out, have you kind of felt that he's earned trust with some of the older guys on your defense?
They enjoy seeing young guys step in with confidence and make plays, and we do a lot defensively, and so the transition from high school to college is significant. I think Jay Rich has done a great job with him too, as is Justin Harris, mentoring him along, but certainly the way he's represented himself on this field, he should be really proud of it. I think inevitably what we look for is kind of a mid-camp lull where the volume of everything we've done, both schematically and also the workload, tends to kind of bear down on our early freshmen. But we'll support him through that and look forward to him helping us win games in the fall.
With your defensive veterans, who are your most vocal leaders on that end that you've seen so far?
Well, I mean, you're seeing leadership emerge from guys that have maybe led in terms of production, but not necessarily on the field. You're also seeing some of the influx of our transfers stepping in as leaders. To single anyone out right now, I don't know that there's one person that stands out and say this guy has taken charge of the group. There's a lot of mutual respect there, and there are a lot of guys that are helping moving our standards forward. And we want to continue to empower them that way. And I think as we get closer to game, you're going to see one or two emerge as kind of the vocal leaders of the group. Right now, I think everyone's doing a good job of sharing that ownership, and they're aligned on the vision that we're on, and that's the biggest thing. I've been pleased with the level of maturity that they've approached their work.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.